Okay, so we're answering some electrical questions, and one of the important ones that we get a lot is, what do I do when I have a switch that's crackling, or the light is flickering, or you smell something burning, or even worse, it's shocking you a little bit, or there's some sparks coming out of it or something. First of all, we're going to talk about what you do, and then we're going to talk about generally why it happens. First of all, what you do in this case, if you smell something, you hear some crackling, you see some stuff coming out, sparks or smoke, God forbid, that is something that needs to be handled immediately by a licensed electrician. Okay, you got to call somebody to get that taken care of right away. That's not a thing you can wait on. It needs to be done pronto. What you want to do is keep people away from the switch that's failing. You want to block it off. Don't let the kids in the room. Don't use the device anymore. It's inconvenient, but that's how it goes. You do not want to get hurt by this. And it's sort of obviously pointless because it's a pretty small problem usually, and it can be fixed. But you just got to get somebody in to fix it. Keep people away from it. Okay? That's number one. The other point I'll add is that some of these plastics, when they begin to melt, they smell like fish, which is weird, but it's true. So if you get a fishy smell, that's another indication that you're getting melting plastic here. So why does this happen? For a light switch, it's almost never the device that's at the end of the circuit, like the light. It almost never causes these problems because it's not like you can go and plug something weird into the circuit and make it all malfunction, because the light is the light. So if the thing was working for a long time with the light, there's really not much reason for it to all of a sudden just do weird things because of the device that's being run, okay? Almost all the time when we get these calls about my light switch isn't working, something's wrong, I smell something, it's the fact that these quick connect terminals in the back of the device are being used instead of the screw terminals, okay? It's a very important difference. That little hole right there is the quick connect terminal, and that one is the screw terminal. They're attached to the same place electrically, but they're very different in terms of how they operate. And almost always, when somebody has a problem, it's because it's connected to this quick connect terminal. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not sure why they're even allowed to be on devices, because they're very problematic, but they are, so you should know about it. So what's the difference here between the quick connect terminal? I've got a little wire here on the end. I've got a wire that I'm going to strip to show you how this works, okay? This thing, this would be like the wire that's sort of sticking out of the box. You want to connect the switch. This is very quick and easy, I'm sure. You just put it in there, boom, right? It's connected. But it's not a particularly strong connection. You can twist the wire, and in some cases, I'm not sure if this is going to work here, but in some cases you can actually, yeah, see, as I twist it, I'm not putting much force on it. I'm not yanking on it really hard, but I'm twisting it, and the wire's coming out, it just pops right out. That's not good. When there's an electrical connection that's small like that, it's not tight, it's not over a wide area, all the electrons have to flow through that little area and they create heat. Over time, it can melt the plastic, it can melt the sheath off the wire, both of them very bad things. Here's what you want to do it correctly and to make it last over time. You take your stripped wire, you don't even really have to strip anymore, you just take it and you make a little hook like that, okay? And then you take the hook and you put it underneath the terminal. Preferably, you hook it so that the hook goes in the direction of the tightening screw. That's not necessarily something you have to do, but it's a good idea, okay? Pop it in there like that. Then you take your number one Robbie, electrical guy jargon, and then you tighten it up like this until it's nice and tight. You don't have to crank it way down with an impact driver. This is good enough, nice and tight. And now that whole area there is where the electrons can go through, and everything's hunky-dory. This is not going to come out easily. It's not going to pop right off if you've done it properly, okay? Don't put two wires under there, only do one wire. That's how you do it. And that will generally not give you the same kind of problems as a quick connect terminal. So now you know what to do when your switch is behaving in a bad and funny way. There you go.